Welcome back, guys. So today we've got the number 12 Chamber of Arms battle against Alpherg for the Ragnarok sword, which is a pretty good weapon. So we're going to be doing it with a quick team today, and then we're going to be going to a budget team afterwards. But for the missions, we're going to be defeating Alpherg within 30 turns, dealing Ice, Wind, Earth, and Dark damage twice, and evoking Ramuh and Titan. So the team we're going to be using for this is going to be Wilhelm, and he's going to be provoking for the fixed attacks, etc. He's got a lot of spirit and just a little bit of water resist. Folka is going to be for immunities, healing, water resist, etc. You know, the usual stuff that Folka does. She's great for this fight. Ramza, or Mercenary Ramza, is going to be covering with evasion. Now, you don't need to use evasion, but of course, you know, it's easier, so why not? Beryl is going to be our breaker, and that's really his main duty, is just breaking. So he's got some limit fill gear, etc., and some water resist. Rem is going to be mostly for missions. She can deal, the elemental damage. She can fill the Esper gauge, the usual stuff, and she's got some water resist, etc. Emperor is going to be a DPS. He does really good for Phase 2 with his fire damage, and he can help in Phase 1 as well, but we're going to be using these two DPS instead. So Malphase is going to be chaining Wind for Phase 1 to kind of like speed it up a little bit. And she's geared for mostly magic. Now, of course, her magic is not that high, but it helps. And then Frievia is also geared for magic, and she'll be chaining with Malphase. She's got some killers equipped. And that's going to be our team. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Now this boss does not ambush, which is kind of nice. So you can spend the first turn bursting him if you've got good enough DPS, and you can actually skip the entirety of Phase 1 by doing it that way. But we're going to be going and spending most of the beginning of the fight doing missions instead. So first things first, Rem is going to fill the Esper gauge, and then Beryl is going to raise her. Get that out of the way. Folka is now going to give us immunity to debuffs and statuses and all that good stuff. Wilhelm is going to break the boss's magic. And Ramza is going to physical cover. Now the boss is going to counterattack. Unfortunately, Ramza did not cover, so that kind of sucks. But here comes an AoE physical, and it's going to be covered by Ramza. And the boss went immune to damage with Shell Retreat, as you can see there. So he's immune to currently Fire, Lightning, and Holy, and he's immune to all damage as well. So we're going to start off just doing some missions and such. So Rem will summon Ramuh for that mission. Wilhelm will provoke for the single target attacks. Folka will give us water resist. And she'll do a heal. And Ramza doesn't really have a whole lot to do, so he'll just refresh cover, because why not? Oh, and Beryl will imbue himself with darkness. Alright, so here's a bunch of like water attacks and single target attacks that go to Wilhelm provoking. Alright, so now the boss is no longer immune to damage for this turn, on our turn. So we're going to try to push the boss as hard as we can. We're going to bring in some chainers. And we're going to bring in Rem. Actually, we're going to bring in Beryl too. Alright, so Rem is going to use an AoE re-raise. Let's see, Frievia will chain Ice, and Malphase will chain Wind. And this does the Ice and the Wind mission. Alright, so we pushed one threshold. We didn't quite get Barrel's Limit Burst up, so we'll go ahead and trust him. And now we'll final doink. Alright, so this will probably kill our DPS, maybe. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so we're fine. But it did make the boss go immune to damage again because we pushed another threshold. So we're going to get these back in. And we're still waiting for Rem's cooldown to come off. For the Esper gauge. Next turn we can do that. So for now, we'll just provoke. Barrel will keep imbuing himself. Doesn't really matter. Ramza will physical cover. And Folka will just reapply some immunities. Deep Circle, and let's do Water Screen as well. And Rem will discard, because the boss is currently immune to damage, so we can't hurt him. Alright, so we still need to deal Earth and Dark damage. Now we can't hurt the boss because we're imbued with elements he's immune to, which is why those counters are doing nothing. So let's see here. So Rem will go ahead and summon Eidolon. And let's see. We will Gaia's Wrath. So we've summoned both the Espers we need. Alright, let's see. Wilhelm will just provoke, Ramza will just physical cover, and Beryl will deal earth damage. Alright, so the boss did Shell Retreat, which is another turn of immunity. He does that a lot. Alright, so we will final doink. Let's go ahead and refresh our immunities. We'll just reload these two. And we still can't hurt the boss, so we'll just wait because he's got Shell Retreat active. Yeah, doing these missions is what's taking so long. Alright, so we still need to do dark damage twice. And then we're finally finished all the missions. And we need to do earth damage one more time. So here's earth damage a second time. And let's see, let's dual cast Bio for dark damage twice. Alright, all those missions are done. Now then, we can start actually dealing some damage. So let's water resist and a heal. So the next threshold is going to be at 70%. Let's go ahead and get our real DPS in here. Folka needs to give Emperor some immunities, so let's do that. Barrel needs to final going for the break. Emperor is going to dual cast Blizatia, start stacking that up. And we'll just provoke these two. Alright, so Emperor is currently not magic buff. We're going to wait until the boss goes immune and do it then. Alright, let me go ahead and get Frievia in. So we'll do that first. So we're going to dual white a heal and a Dispel to remove Frievia's Imbue. Combine Dispel. Did I not give Dispel to, whoops. I didn't give Dispel to Folka. Well. Tell you what, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have Frievia kill herself. That removes the imbue. Alright, so let's go ahead and give the immunities to Frievia again. That's not immunity. Let's go ahead and get Malphasy in here as well. And Malphasy will do the same thing. She'll target herself and... Whoop, whoop, not that one. That's AoE. You don't want to kill the whole team. Just herself. Alright, there we go. Frievia will... Let's see... Okay, let's do this. Folka will... Let's see... Let's Cerulean Shell and Water Resist. Alright, so this is the Shell Retreat turn. The boss is immune to damage. So we can't hurt him. So we'll bring our support units in. This phase 1 takes a long time. We're going to go ahead and entrust over a limit to Beryl so he can do a nice break. Alright, Folka will refresh immunity buffs. Emperor will use Control to buff his magic now that the boss is immune for a turn. And Wilhelm will use his limit. I think Emperor's water resist is going to wear off this turn. Alright, we're gonna see if we can push the boss again with our primary DPS. Alright, so Malphase is paralyzed, but it's not a problem. We'll fix that with Folka. Let's go ahead and Isunaga and Curaja. Alright, so neither one of our DPS are currently imperiled. Let's do that and Frost Rippos. I'm sorry, that neither one is imbued. And Aerial Dive. Alright, there we go. We pushed the last phase. Finally, finally. Alright, so we're going to Impregnable and cover. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so there's no more of that irritating, like, immunity and imbues and all that stuff. Now, we lost some DPS, but that's okay. We don't really care. At this point, the rest of the damage is going to be done by Emperor. So we're going to bring Emperor back. We're done with them. Bring Barrel back. The boss is still currently immune to fire damage, which is annoying, but it's going to wear off in a few turns. So we'll just start stacking fires from below, so when it does wear off, it's already built up some. Let's do a long duration magic buff, because barrels might be wearing off soon. Just guard barrel. Let's do deep circle and water screen. And Ramza will physical cover. Alright, so on even turns, you need your provoke tank to guard. That's very important. Because he's going to be doing an attack called Bite Down, which does a whole lot of damage. It's percentile damage, so if you're not guarding, it'll probably kill your tank. Alright, his fire resist wore off. That's excellent. Let's go ahead and fires from below twice. We might push the threshold here, maybe? No, it's not stacked up enough. That's fine. So Wilhelm's going to guard. Volka is going to use a general mitigation buff. And let's Sobering Waters. Let's go ahead and entrust to Barrel so he can use a final point for that good break. Alright, here's Bite Down. As you can see, a lot of damage to Wilhelm. And Wilhelm will now refresh Provoke because that gives him his mitigation buff. Let's hit Fire's Emperor. This is going to push the 30% threshold. Alright, so this is going to be an AoE Petrify, an AoE Magic attack. Let's see, so it's Water Resist. And, let's see, Serpent Guard. And Ramza will refresh cover. Oh, that was whatever. Barrel will discard. Okay. No big deal. Kind of painful. Alright. So, I'm almost certain we're going to push another threshold now. Let's go ahead and fire from below. Yep, we did. Alright, so Barrel is going to sacrifice himself here. Thanks, Barrel. Magic cover. Volka is going to re-raise Barrel and Curage of the team. Alright, Wilhelm will use his Limit Burst for some good mitigation. And Ramza will refresh his physical cover, although there is no physical attacks on this threshold, so Barrel is going to cover instead. Alright, here's Super Roar 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There's Barrel dying, but he comes right back. Alright, so let's confirm. We've summoned Ramu and Titan, we've done Ice, Wind, Earth, and Dark twice, and we're going to win in 30 turns. So I think we got this. Let's double Hellfire. There it is. A little bit slow, you know. I'm not really the guy that does like the one-turn kills strategies, but it worked out. And now I'm going to be going and trying the budget version. Let's confirm that we got all our rewards. There we go. Alright. I'll be back for the budget version, hopefully soon.